well, what's up, y'all? It's Lisa Blonay, and you're locked in with Blonay Media, where we break down what the internet is talking about right now. If it's trending, viral, or messy, we are covering it live. You guys, let's go ahead and get into this timeline. Make sure you smash that like button. Share out this live if you guys are feeling the vibe. Go ahead and subscribe. You guys, let's go ahead and get into this, all right? And let me just start this out by saying, let's get into and do the latest recap on what we don't know. Yeah, what we don't know. Because one thing that we don't know is where is Junior. Now, if you guys have, been on or seen anything that I haven't seen, go ahead and let me know in the chat. You guys might have, saw something on Krishan's page or something like that that I didn't see. And y'all be like, girl, she just posted an hour ago. She was bouncing Junior on her knee. Let me know, okay? I haven't seen anything, but let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. And I wanted to start off by saying, where is Junior, okay? Because I know it's out there that CPS temporarily removed Junior and took him into custody. Where it is that they were seen at Tessa's house, right? And that was kind of where we left off. Now, we still don't have confirmation of that, okay? So I do want to say that all of this is allegedly, all right? Allegedly, okay? I'm going to give you the recap. I'm going to let you know the latest that's on these social media streets. And then as I was looking at that, right? I don't know if it was our interview that sparked that, if it was already in the works, which could possibly more than likely be the case, because even though we didn't see a lot, right? And we have been hollering this from the rooftop and we still haven't seen a change. We don't know that there was something going on behind the scenes already, the wheels that were already in motion. Not that it matters, but it made me think, you guys. I wanted to pose the question to you, and we're going to get into that. Was the church insider a mandated reporter or not? And I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole because I had to go down there. All right. I saw the Mad Hatter. I saw Alice, and you're going to go with me. Now, was she a mandated reporter or not? At the time that she reported this, was she a mandated reporter? And let me make sure you guys can hear me, because all of a sudden it done popped out. Hold on, you guys. Let me bring you guys back up because I have to make sure that I can hear you. Or you guys can hear me, I mean. Maybe I took a little bit too long. Okay. Green hearts in the chat if you guys can hear me. So we're going to get into the church insider, if she was a mandated reporter or not. Okay. I know that's kind of a trick question, but you have to think about it. At the time that she reported Krishan Jr. or reported Krishan, right? Was she a mandated reporter when she did that? All right. We're going to get into that too as well. And that alone causes us, for the CPS call, it raises questions. It raises questions, and we're going to get to that first. But what I'm going to do is show you the clips that I have so we can get the latest on what's going on with Junior. Okay, and then we'll get into it, guys. All right, so let me go ahead and put this up for y'all. Let me see, hold on. Okay. Now I have two clips to show you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up this first clip for us. Let me see. It is 10:03 p.m. here on the West Coast. Let me know what time it is in your neck of the woods, and let me know where you guys are tapping in from, all right? Rep your city, y'all. Rep your state. Hell, rep your hood. Let me know where you guys are tapping in from, and let's get into this. Okay, guys, hold on. Now, I wasn't able to find anything, um, all right, you guys, green hearts in the chat when you guys can hear me. I am back. I do apologize. Yes, it's very ghetto over here. Okay. Hopefully, the new internet that's coming in tomorrow will save us all. Okay. I don't know what you want from me. I do apologize, but we're here now. Let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Let me bring this up. Now, like I said, I have two clips that I want to share with you guys so we can get a little update on Junior. Let me know in the chat, you guys. I will be in the chat. Let me know if you guys have any update. If you guys have seen anything that my eyes have not seen, fill your girl in, okay? Fill me in. All right. So, all right, you guys, let's go ahead and bring up this first video. And let me know where, let me let you guys know Bedroom Eyes channel. That's where I got this from, okay? And let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. Like I said, we are doing a recap on what we don't know, okay? What we don't know.
Doing some work just to sit there and get you guys updated on what's going on. So, um, word on the curve is that this young lady, somebody at the church spotted Junior with another black guy and called CPS. Now they're saying, we don't know how true it is, but they're saying that Junior has been removed out of Krishan care. But I mean, let's think about it. Do she really cares? Because she doesn't want a child anyway. You know what I'm saying? She's more worried about herself than she's worried about Junior and stuff. So they said that they went to Tessa house and stuff like that. So mind you, now the church members are getting fed up. Now I got a video that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days of them talking about Pastor Mike. Now, yesterday, guys, I was on my TikTok page, and I actually spoke with a member that's been there since the age of 7, and basically said that Pastor Mike is not about the church; he's about the money. He's about the money, and on top of that. Auntie J just sit there and put a video on how he also put out a owner and manipulated this woman, which was on her deathbed, and manipulated her and lied and stuff like that. So this man is a bad man. This man is not a good man. He's not a man of God. You know what I'm saying? So basically, all these people sitting here talking about how they love the Lord. Do they really? Do they really? Do they really? Do they really? Because if you love the Lord the way you say you love the Lord, you would not be sitting here pacifying this girl for doing bad. And they said, word on the curve is that the young man told me that his son was on the chopping box for murder. So I'm trying to figure out, like, where does all this tie in, and why is Krishan so clingy to this man but won't take care of her child? So why are they not trying to help? And he also said that just alleged that she has a $4 million or whatever $1 million policy on this baby, that if he lived to 4 that and he died, they gonna collect. So basically she ain't trying to get this baby no help. 18 pounds, that baby ain't gonna survive off of 18 pounds, and he's still not eating, he's still not talking, he's still not walking, he's still not doing nothing. So I'm praying to God that I hope that CPS got this baby so he has a fighting chance, and God spoil their plans. I pray to God. So Blueface did come out and sit there and said that he's not the father. He sat there and said, I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of being deceived. I got kids. I got one on the way, and I don't want to play about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that he keep on getting the same type of woman, that he keep on leaving and keep on doing Jada Alexis. He always, the good ones always get treated bad. So I'm praying to God that
Okay, so you heard the update on Junior, on what we don't know. Everything is alleged. Nothing has been vetted. Okay, we have absolutely no receipts. Okay, truth, tea, and rumors. Like I say, we may not break the news, but we're sure going to talk about it. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. Um, Allegedly, a woman in the church saw Junior with a man and called CPS. If you guys know, there's something circulating where the pastor's wife is dead kissing Krishan Jr. dead in the mouth. Just FYI, that just popped in my head. She also said that word was that Krishan had a $4 million insurance policy against Junior. And that fits a lot of the narratives that are out there. A lot of what people are thinking, well, not a lot, but what some people have been saying, right? And what else did she say? Yeah, that CPS has custody of Junior. Okay. I do have one more clip to show you. Now, she did mention the leader of this church that Krishan is so dedicated to, all right, that loves so much. If she's not with the wife, she's with the husband. If she's not with the husband, she's with the daughter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a weird dynamic. She always has to be front and center. She's always just feet away from this man. Like at every service, she's always just feet away from this man. Okay. This also explains why she's always holding Junior. Okay. Because the church insider, that's how she was able to have access to Junior, because she left Junior in the youth, you know what I'm saying, the youth facility. And I believe in the beginning that she was doing it until something happened, and now she's with Junior all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know how normally you take the children and you drop them off at the youth side of the church, and then you go into the main church, right? And sometimes you do take your child, but not all the time. You know, it's just weird that she carries him around, like a ventriloquist doll. And I keep saying that is because the way that she props him and prims him and positions him is just so weird to me. But we're also going to touch on that because they're saying that that the pastor, I think his name is Mike Freeman, that she just said that he's a shady character. Okay. And we have kind of already known that, right? We've already known that because of some of the things that he says online. Just weird. And we know he's about money.
Motivational Sunday.
Motivational money.
I don't know, but these women were not feeling Krishan today at church. Motivational Sunday.
Motivational money.
I don't know, but
now y'all remember that clip, right? You remember this clip, right? This is the pastor right here. This is the pastor right here in this clip. If I can ever get it there. And some people say it gives them like a cult-like vibe. The Church Insider, I forgot how she described them, like, but it just gives, I don't know. But this man had the nerve to turn motivational, what did she say? Motivational Sunday into motivational money. You got your nerve. Okay? All right, you guys. So let's get into the second clip that I had for you guys. I'm scared to play the clip. I don't even know if it's going to play. All right, you guys. Let's just go on over there and see. I hope it plays, guys. Let's see.
And was he removed from Krishan's care? So I've had a chance to do a little bit more digging and watching some of these YT channels. I watched Blonay Media and also Sean Davy Way. Now, I will tell you from what I'm hearing, a lot of this stuff does ring true. Not saying it's true, but a lot of the things that are being said about CPS rings true. For an example, this insider is saying that Junior was temporarily placed in protective custody. Well, that's exactly how that works. When a CPS investigator feels that a child is in danger, they remove the child. Usually because they have a warrant, they remove the child, and then within about 3 days, depending if there's weekends, that parent goes before a judge for a detention hearing, and the judge makes the final decision. So when a child is removed, it is temporary until it goes before a judge. So if that's true, Krishan will be going to court within the next couple days for a detention hearing. However, I still caution everybody to remain extremely careful about reporting on this, because I do believe that sometimes carrots are dangled for people to talk about things that may not necessarily be true. So I will proceed with caution. I do think that there's a really good chance that these rumors are true based off of what I've seen so far.
Okay, this was over there on the TikTok streets. Okay, shout out to Angel. You guys go check her out on TikTok. She does a lot of posts and videos on Junior. So I appreciate that little bit of insight, you guys. But she is totally right. Okay, and I'm gonna say everything's allegedly. We don't have any proof that Junior is in CPS, because we are just it's just wishful thinking, and we want the best for Junior, and we just wish that this was true. We hope that this is true, but we do not know, you guys. All right, we do not know. All right, either keep your fingers crossed if you believe in luck, or keep the prayers coming if you believe in a higher power. Okay. Um, Now, I do want to just do this before we keep going. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of the copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and it's allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe on the copyright under 17 USC 107. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Now that is the updates. That's all I got for as far as Junior. So prayers going up to Junior. We are hoping that intervention that we have been just talking about and praying for and pushing is finally happening. Okay, there's a process to it, because like she said, Krishan is going to have to go to some type of evidentiary hearing or some type of hearing or something like that. So if we don't see these wheels turning within this time, and we still may not know, you know what I'm saying? Because how are we gonna know unless we're there? But hopefully, you guys, this is what's going on. All right. So let's be optimistic. The glass is half full, and let's get into if this church insider was a mandated reporter or not at the time that she reported this to the authorities. Okay. Now, we have to start from the beginning. And I'm going to play the video of the initial interview, because there's a lot of information in there. All right. And that's where we're going to start from. Because if I just start talking and I don't play that, you guys may not be able to pick up on it. But if I play her first, it'll be fresh in your mind, and you'll know, what I'm saying, you'll know what is my POV and when I'm feeding off of what she's saying. Okay. Because through this whole video, that's what I'm going to be doing. All right. So let me go ahead and bring this up. I heard some people in the chat is like, no, she's a mandated reporter. Other people are like, I don't know. So let's go ahead and get into that, you guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you. Now, before we get into this, you guys, let me see. And I think I have it. I think I have it out for you. I think I have it laid out, because it's going to get a little confusing. So I'm going to need for you to follow me. Okay. I'm going to need for you to keep up. Because I tripped my damn self up. So I was just like, wait a minute, just bring it to the streets. Just bring it to the VIPs, and they will help you sort it all out. Okay. We're going to figure this out together. Now, let me see, guys. Now, this is the thing, right? This is the thing that I want. We need to talk about something that people are either misunderstanding or purposely ignoring when it comes to the whole situation involving, Krishan Jr., Krishan, and the former, church member who reported what she claims she witnessed. Okay. Because everybody keeps throwing around the words mandated reporter. But was she actually acting as one when she called CPS? Okay. Was she actually a mandated reporter when she called CPS? Now, let me break this down for you guys. Okay. Before I even show you guys the video, let me just break down just a little bit. Now, according to her own story, this woman said she attended the Baltimore church as a visitor. Even though she reached out to youth through her poetry and her music, I think she said some type of music or writing or poetry, she attended the Baltimore church as a visitor. She wasn't a hired staff. She wasn't volunteering in the youth ministry. She wasn't working as an official role. She was invited, right? And I know what it is to go to a visiting church. I don't know if they still have first service and second service where you're at church all day, but I kind of remember that. And that distinction matters because being a mandated reporter isn't just a title, right? It's not just a title that you carry everywhere automatically. It usually applies when you're acting within your professional role or responsibility. Okay. So if she walked into the Baltimore church simply as a guest, then technically she may not have been functioning as a mandated reporter in that moment. And that changes how people should be looking at this entire situation. Now, I may go down this road and be totally wrong, but I'm brave enough to bring this to you guys, let you know what I'm thinking, take you into the mind of a Gemini, and let us work it out. Okay. I need y'all. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and play a little bit about what she said, and then we'll get into it. Okay. Because I need you guys need a starting point. You can't just go by my words. You need a starting point. So hold on, you guys. Let me go ahead and get this up here for you. Let me go ahead and pull up my video and get into what she was saying, guys. All right. Now, I'm only going to play a small portion of this video, but that's all we need. Okay. You guys already always know you guys can be part of the replay gang and watch it in its entirety. This is the initial video that came out when the church member joined my panel, and the rest is history. Okay. Hold on, you guys.
That, but you could just judge.
Now, let me see. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead and get to when she first starts this interview, guys. All right. All right, you guys, let's go.
I'm trying to, how do I stop the echoing?
Is it echoing?
There's a lot of reconstructive surgeries, and I was always looking up stuff, researching everything. Like when you don't have a phenomenal parent, and I'm not like the stuff that be getting exposed, they do that on purpose.
Right.
We donate clothes. We have babies. Cusses in the church. She's very messy. It's always chaos.
I have a lot of scar tissue and everything, and I had complicated pregnancies with all of my kids. My daughter, my last child, my youngest daughter, she was born 4 months early on a laundromat floor, and they said she would never walk, talk, be potty trained on any of that. So I didn't accept that. I got early in, and when I say I didn't accept it, I mean I did not accept that that was just going to be final for her. Not that I did not accept it and I denied services and everything. I got early intervention and everything. My daughter overly clean and all of that, and so I was invited to be able to. So anyway, let me go back a little bit. So at the church or whatever, they told me at the church that don't when I started inquiring and I'm asking and I'm shouting from the rooftops or whatever, and I started recording for my own personal evidence and everything, because I'm like, everybody is acting like a zombie, like this is so demonic. And I said, they told me, tried to convince me that she was traveling and she's doing this and doing that. So you know how it is when you try. I don't understand, because I'm the type of parent, if I'm on a plane with my kids, especially when they're that small, I don't care if they got to take what we call down here where I'm from, we call it hoe baths. I don't care if they got to get in the tub and I got to hit your hot spots, wash my babies off. I keep wipes, a soapy rag in a Ziploc bag. I just don't understand the concept that they was trying to explain to me, gaslighting me, saying this is because she's traveling and all this. So I kept notating it and I kept saying something is not right. And it wasn't just the fact of his appearance. It was her interactions with him. She cusses in the church. She's very messy. It's always chaos and everything, but they use her for promotion. And I feel like it's very Luciferic doctrine going on in both churches. I stayed to my own detriment because I have a heart for children.
Right.
So fast forward, this is what they tried to tell me then. So then, and then I also do freestyle gospel poetry and everything, and I minister to you through the art of gospel poetry. So I be invited a lot of places. They was like, well, let's go out here to Maryland, da 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 da.
Right.
Girl, we go out there. It was to the point to where I could not even take it no more. I couldn't take it. I called CPS. They tore me down. They said that I was a troublemaker. And then y'all got to think about, it's like me and probably several other people that are still there. I'm not there no more, but they still be there. They be recording, they be posting stuff online, like the stuff that be getting exposed. They do that on purpose.
Right.
They don't want me to disclose their name because they don't want what happened to me happen to them, because they feel like at least if they're there close, they can keep an eye on him. We donate clothes. We have bathed him in the church bathrooms. I left and I went to go get clothes myself. And that's not to be praised, because supposed to do is basic. That's basic, bare minimum. I would do it for anybody.
Right.
I knew something was very wrong and I was up against something very demonic. When I called CPS out there, and she said, she begged them not to let them in. She begged them not to let them in. Mm-hmm. And they did it. They told me that I need to leave. They said that I was an SH stir and they would follow up with me. I had people coming to tell me they were sorry that happened. Nobody took up for me. They humiliated me in front of everybody. And nobody would listen to me.
You know, I
tried to reach out to Carlissa, everybody, because I never want.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video.
Clout or whatever. This is embarrassing to even, I don't even know what word to use right now. And I have an extensive vocabulary, but I don't even know what to say right now, because to me, I wish that I would have not took just know or just allow myself to be dismissed. So when they told me to leave, the police was called as well. They told me they was gonna escort me to the airport.
What?
And I was recording on the other phone. I can show you my other phone.
Well, I want to take time out right now to, first of all, express my deepest, deepest apologies for what you went through. Okay. Not only just from when you were a child and everything that you endured, but for you standing up and doing the right thing. And a lot of times we
Beat her until they severed her head. That was the first hurt people and abuse my kids and to be evil towards people. Actually, I'm probably too nice and kind to my own detriment.
right.
And you don't have to, it's a choice. You don't have to be evil. You don't have to not love your kids and stuff. You wake up every day and you choose to show up as a mother, as your best version of yourself. And I always tell people, even when we do our best, sometimes your best ain't good enough. I've experienced that before too. And she might be doing her best, but that's not good enough for him. And he deserved better. And it be just haunting me. I be seeing y'all's content.
Yeah.
When I be watching your content and stuff, I was dealing with so much. I was in the hospital when I first started watching you, and you uplifted me so much. And then I was seeing you talking about Ronnie and his family and everything, and the hurt and pain that he probably felt like me when he passed, because you just feel like you keep screaming and nobody listening and people turning against you, and the only thing you want to do is just help somebody. And it's an innocent, beautiful child. I think Junior is a beautiful, innocent baby.
Girl,
And I just wish I'm a mess. I'm so sorry.
no, it's fine, and you are a true blessing, and hands are on you, truly. Okay, not this fake thing that Krishan puts on, because we see right through her. We see right through her, and our genuine desire to help Junior is real. It has
Yes,
nothing to
ma'am.
do with clout. It has nothing to do with any of that. This is just a platform that I
Yes,
use.
ma'am.
So I get it.
Yes, ma'am. And I want people to know, it's important for people to know that if she was really I can't, everybody's salvation is between them and God, and I understand that, but you could just judge by her fruit, her behaviors, and how much she flip-flops. And one thing, like me being saved, like I said, no, God doesn't call us to be perfect. He calls us to serve him with our whole heart and mean it when we do. And me being saved and being on my journey, God convicts me. He convicts me when I'm frustrated and I say, y'all go in y'all room and stuff. He convicts me as a mother because I do have a relationship with him and I'm trying to get closer to the Lord. And he convicts me and he say, go in there and go apologize to your daughter. He convicts me and he say, don't be, pray for more patience. He convicts me when I'm driving little stuff like I want to flick somebody off. He convicts me and he say, what if there's a person trying to hurry up and get to the school for their child? He makes you think twice and reconsider. He starts racing away your old way of thinking, your old mindset. What if you lay down with this person? This person has so many soul ties. When I first started my journey of celibacy and abstaining from sex, it wasn't because of me trying to be holy or not wanting to fornicate. My biggest fear was spirits jump. Spirits can manifest. Spirits can go from person to person. I didn't want to bring the spirit of lust into my home and expose it to my children, because I know that I come from a background, childhood of perversion, and the devil.
Okay, so you guys heard her, right? Now, I see some people in the chat saying that she's a mandated reporter. Some people are saying that she's not a mandated reporter or they don't know, right? So let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. All right, so let me take this down. Now, like I was saying, and you know what I realized is that I looked up the mandate laws, right? But I only looked them up in my damn state. I didn't think to look them up because somebody said 24/7 mandated reporter. Now, if this is true, which I believe you guys, because it's probably for a different state, I only looked up California, and it's really like when you are on duty, because each state it varies. So I didn't look up that specific state, or maybe just because I'm in California, that one popped up. Okay. Now, if she was a mandated reporter, because I didn't believe that she was a mandated reporter when she called the CPS and the police and reported the AB and showed the proof for Junior. Because the thing about it is that when she went as a visitor to the Baltimore church, they were invited, right? But that doesn't mean that she was there as a worker. Now, when I looked at this, I'm just thinking because I need y'all, somebody in the chat, in that state of Oklahoma or the state of Baltimore, it may be different. Okay. Still, my point being, if she was a mandated reporter, how can she be in trouble? Or what did she say? It was a federal offense. How can she be charged with a federal offense if you as a mandated reporter are covered? You understand what I'm saying? Like you're covered civilly and you're covered legally, criminally. You understand what I'm saying? Now, me in my eyes, because I looked at the California mandate, and you have to actually like be on duty. There's other little technicalities to it, but for the most part, there's a it differs when you are on duty and under your title and when you're not. Okay, so I was kind of narrow-minded on that, but I still was wondering if it was or if it wasn't. Why would they tell her that? You understand what I'm saying? Why would they tell her that's a federal offense to have the information that she had? Because remember, they told her it was a federal, it was a federal offense to share it online or to share it with others, but it also was a federal offense for her to take the pictures or get the video. Which, by the way, you don't have to have any evidence. They would rather for you to wait for the authorities. But a lot of times that's where our mind goes, right? We want evidence, like, we want to be able to show them something, proof. You know what I'm saying? Especially if maybe you were seeing the child and the child will be taken away. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the parent was picking up the child and you want to hurry up and take the pictures because you want proof to show the authorities. You're covered. You're covered. So I'm just kind of trying to put that together. I want to come to the chat, but I was looking at it like the fact that when she took the pictures, right, she was at the church in Oklahoma. But when she reported it, she was in Baltimore. Now, I don't know if they both have the same mandated laws, because you guys know more than I do. I mean, I could look it up, but I kind of dropped the ball on that, because I did only look it up, and I guess it only came up for California. So I just took that and ran with it. But the initial question was, if you're a mandated reporter, it doesn't matter. If you were a mandated reporter, why would they be warning you that you could get in trouble for taking the pictures when that would, I forgot what the word is, but you would be protected, right? Because I still think that when she went to the Baltimore church, they were invited, but that doesn't mean that she went there as a worker, right? She was just invited to the visiting church. She did not go there to work for the youth ministry. At least I don't think so, right? She would have just been like in the pews, like sitting in, like going to a church service. I don't know, because I didn't get that information. Maybe one day we can, because I'm pretty sure she can tell her story without, you know what I'm saying, having something that may, you know what I'm saying, break the law. Now follow me. Stay with me. Now, when she took the pictures or the videos or whatever she took of Junior in the bathroom to bathe him, and she saw all these horrific signs of what was going on with Junior, right? The thing about it is I think that she sat on that information. I don't think that she did it right away, because obviously she didn't, because it wasn't until she got to Baltimore that she made the call. But the pictures and the bath and the bird bath and her encounter and being with Junior happened at her church. Now, when she was speaking, she said that she said she would see Junior. So that means more than once. So it was a few occasions at minimum, right? And I think she even told us that she only saw Krishan a few times. And I think that she sat on that information. And again, this is no shade, you guys. I'm not trying to make her the villain or anything like that, because ultimately, I still believe her. And you guys will see when we get to the end of this how two things can be true at once. Okay? I do not want to dismiss somebody who I genuinely believe, and I don't know if I'm just holding on to hope, but just honestly, being a grown woman, I just believe her. I just believe her. Now, like I said, I think she sat on the information. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys why. I think it's going to make sense when you guys see this video. Because remember the video that I played for you guys, that clip that I played for you guys, and she said that she should have been an advocate for Junior. And it's almost as if she's talking to Krishan, because she's like upset with herself. And she's like, I saw you. I saw how you were acting. I saw how you were cussing at your child. And I should have acted right then and there, but I sat on it. And I think that's what she means in this video when she says that. Now, remember, the video that we're watching is not a new video. Okay? And I do think that the video has more to it, but I think we got the relevant part. I don't know, but I think it has more to it, but I don't think this was like spliced together. I think this is a continuous video and they just took a part of it, okay, and sent it to me. Let's go ahead and play this video. And this is the reason why I think she initially sat on what she had, okay? Also, she says that she started recording for her own personal reasons, for her personal, so she could personally have it. And she says that word. if you guys didn't catch it. So I was just wondering, in my eyes, because I was thinking what the information that I saw, that she wasn't mandated. But like I said, even if she was mandated, why would they be telling her that she could get in trouble for that? Was it because she said that she was doing it for her personal reasons? I don't know. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into this video, y'all, because this is, I mean, this is the reason why I'm kind of saying this, because I'm like trying to put two and two together. Go ahead and listen.
When we was at that church, Krishan, I'm gonna check the legal stipulations because I don't mind posting the material, or maybe I should contact uh um uh 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 um that I did not advocate that for that baby, because everything in my spirit, in my soul, my discernment told me that you were unfit. When we was at that church, Krishan, I'm gonna check the legal stipulations because I don't mind posting the material, or maybe I should contact uh um social media personality or platform and send them the information and have them post it. Yanti Tia, Storm and Rowe, Love Jones, Tasha K. Maybe I should contact a bunch of them and let them see the recordings that I have. The secret ones where you was cussing him out, yelling at him, snatching him like he was a rag doll. Even though it don't matter, because your fans and your supporters is gonna still support you. They're gonna make excuses for you. They're gonna say that you're a tomboy and that's normal, and babies are sick and da 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 da, and nobody's a perfect parent. Like, what? You right. A lot of people ain't a perfect parent. But baby, let me tell you this. The way my mama would have kicked my smutty ass if I would have did her grandbabies the way you doing that baby should be studied. And I know that. But the fact that you could do it in front of the whole world, I could only imagine what you're doing when the cameras are not on. Because look how demonic you are when it's lights, camera, action. Mm-mm. Y'all, I've been up crying, praying, fasting. That I did not advocate that for that baby, because everything in my spirit, in my soul, my discernment told me that you were unfit. When we was at that church, Krishan, I'm gonna check the legal stipulations because I don't mind posting the material, or maybe I should contact
You guys hear that she said she wanted to check it then. She said she was upset that she didn't advocate at that time. Right? And that there were secret recordings. So is that what they're talking about? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you so much. Who's this? SAJ 5106. You said in Oakland and Maryland, mandated reporters should not photograph injuries in sensitive areas, strictly reserved for medical professionals and law enforcement. Okay, I get that part, right? But if they advise against it, But if you are a mandated reporter, what is it called? If you're a mandated reporter, you are not covered, but what's the word? You are, I don't even know. I gotta look up the word. Like you're safe if you do that as a mandated report. Now they don't want you to, and this is just from my understanding. Okay, because I did look up that specific information that you're talking about. I did look up the specific states. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now what I didn't look up is the mandated reporter in specific states, but I did look up this as far as what you can and can't do as a mandated reporter. Let's go ahead and look that up. Now that part I did. Okay, let me go ahead and get this. And thank you so much, SAJ, and thank you for that information. You're just adding to the conversation, and let's go ahead and get going with that. Okay, since you said this, let's go ahead and look this up. What is up, Jazita? You said if you would like to donate to the channel, Blone LA. Thank you so much. You said it does. It does have more to it. Break it down, girl. Yeah, we're gonna break it down. Break it down. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this down. And let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Because I did look up the specific states for what you can do and what you can't do. And what do I mean by that? Well, can a church, first of all, I wanted to know, can a church prevent the police and CPS from entering the church? And a church is a private entity, it's private property. I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay. I wanted to know if proof of injury is it or is it not required when you do report, suspicious or report possible AB of a child. Now, I wanted to also find out if mandated reporters are immune from civil liability and criminal prosecution. All right. Now let's go ahead and look at this. I also wanted to know, can I take pictures for proof of the AB? And while I was looking up that information, I also wanted to know, was she a mandated reporter? And who is considered a mandated reporter? So I'm pretty sure we know who's considered a mandated reporter. I mean, we'll get to that. And at the time that she reported this, okay? Let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. What are we going to look up first? Hold on. Let me see what I have first. Let's go ahead and look at this, you guys. Can a church deny entry? No, let's look up who's a mandated reporter first, since what, okay? Let's find out who is a mandated reporter, okay? Who is considered a mandated reporter? Now, let me make sure you guys can see this. And this is just food. It's a good thing. In Maryland, Yeah, I did look these up specifically. I'm like, what? Um, hold on, y'all. It's very ghetto. All right, you guys, let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all. Sound check. My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds nice. Check two. Hold on, you guys. Let's go ahead. Now, are we looking at who's considered a mandated reporter? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Yeah, it's moving quicker now. Okay. All right, so now this is what this says, okay? In Maryland, a mandated reporter are professionals required by law to report suspected child abuse or neglect immediately to the local law enforcement and social services. They include health practitioners, educators, Human service workers, police officers, and clergy. Reporters are not required to have proof, only a reason to believe. Okay. Now it goes on to say key mandated reporters in the state of Maryland. Okay. Health practitioners, educators. Well, health practitioners would be doctors, nurses, EMTs, psychologists, and counselors. Educators would be teachers, school staff, counselors, and administrators. Human service workers would be social workers, therapists, and child care providers. And this is where she would fall, right? So you got all the rest of them. We don't even need to look. So she would fall with a human service worker, right? Because she was working in the youth department, right? So I guess that would be a child care provider. So we see this when she's at work, in her work capacity. Reporting requirements, what to report immediately upon forming a suspicion of child abuse or neglect. How to report, call the Maryland Department of Human Services, local social services, or local law enforcement, followed by a written report within 48 hours. What to report, include the child's name, age, address, and the nature of the suspected abuse. Now, we know that this is going to be under lock and key. So even if there was something that a written report, we're not going to be able to have access to that. I think they put those in those, laws of protection to protect that child for a reason, and I think that's a good thing. Immunity. Individuals making good faith reports are immune from civil liability or criminal penalties. So if she was doing this under making good faith reports, she would be protected from civil liability and criminal penalties. All right. Mandated reporters must report abuse or neglect, which include physical, mental injury, sexual abuse, trafficking, and neglect, e.g., example given, leaving a child unattended. All right. Now, that's in the state of Maryland. Now, let's go ahead and see, is proof of injury required? Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Now, can a mandated reporter share? No, let me see which one I want. Can I take pictures of a child in church to use as proof of child abuse? Okay, let's look into that. Maybe it'll just pop right up for us, and you guys will just be able to look at it. All right, let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so you guys can see that. Let's go. Now, if you suspect child AB, you can report it to the CPS immediately without having any physical proof or photographs. While you are generally allowed to take photos in a public or at a public church event, it is highly recommended to focus on reporting your observations rather than taking independent photo for the following reasons. Okay, so proof is not required to report. Reasonable suspicion. You only need a reasonable suspicion to make a report. If you believe in good faith that the child is being harmed, CPS is responsible for conducting the investigation. Protecting your child. Your written or verbal observations of markings, including their size, shape, and color, are often more critical than amateur photos. Risk of taking your own photos, okay? Evidence preservation. Improperly taking photos can sometimes complicate a professional investigation. Professional investigators use specific protocols and county-issued devices to ensure images are admissible in court. Safety and conflict. Attempting to photograph a child's injuries, especially if they are under clothing, can be invasive and may lead to confrontations with the parents or church staff. Next, professional boundaries. Authorities generally advise that lay people should not act as investigators. Certain areas, such as the child's genitals, must never be photographed by anyone except medical professionals. Now, this is where I think she ran into a problem. Okay. This is where I think she ran into a problem. Again, this is not state specified. So I don't know. I'm just going with this, guys. This is an overview. So they you it says which while you are generally allowed to take photos in public or a public church event, it is highly recommended to focus on reporting your observation rather than taking independent photos for these following reasons. So they're saying, we don't want you to, but you're allowed to take these photos. But if they fall within one of these categories that I read, you know, this is where I think her problem has come in at. Okay. Um, let me see, guys. But and then I want to also look down. I want to also say, while it's on my mind, is that anything that would impede with the investigation, of course, should not be shared with us, right? But I was thinking about, and she can't speak, so she also can't speak. Okay, so we have to understand that. But once it's the all go, right? We're not asking for any of this evidence, right? We're not asking for any of this. We shouldn't want any of this, right? But what about the secret recordings of Krishan in church, right? Because we just heard on that video, she said secret recordings. She was recording Krishan. She only saw her a few times, so it's not like she's going to have a whole, trilogy for us. All we need is 5 seconds. All we need is audio, a video. You feel me? So when the time comes, that's exactly what we're going to try to ask her for. Okay? Because we don't want this. We don't want this. There's a better way. And I think this is where she probably hit a wall. Okay? Now, I did look up, and we're going to look that up too. Let me go through this because I wanted to see. And then it goes on to say how to properly report, call the hotline, provide factual details, tell the caseworker what you saw, what you heard, or what you smelled. Check church policy, because many religious organizations, such as the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, have specific internal reporting procedures to assist civil authorities. Okay. Now it says if you are a mandated reporter, such as a teacher or healthcare worker, you are legally protected from liability when reporting in good faith. And in some jurisdictions, this protection extends to taking photos as part of that report. Regardless of your status, the priority is getting the information to the professionals who can safely intervene. So as you see, you are legally protected, okay? Maybe this needs to be specified, okay, in the specific case of Maryland. You know what? Let's do that right quick, because I think that's the case. Let's just see, you guys. Did I put in Maryland? Hold on, let me see if I put that. Hold on. So I put in. I'll put Maryland because that's where she did the initial one. Okay. All right. So I put in Maryland. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So it says in Maryland, you are legally obligated to report suspected child abuse, but you are not required to provide physical proof like photographs to make a report. It says reporting guidelines in Maryland. No proof is required. You do not need the actual proof of the Child Protective Services to call Child Protective Services. Okay. The Maryland Department of Human Services, DHS, emphasizes that it is the agency's responsibility, not yours, to investigate and determine if AB has occurred. Legal obligation. All citizens in Maryland are obligated by law to report suspected AB or neglect. Good faith immunity. You are immune from civil or criminal liability if you make a report in good faith even if your suspicions turn out to be incorrect. Anonymity. You have the right to remain anonymous when making your report. Legal and safety considerations for photography. While the law generally doesn't not prohibit individuals from taking photos of others in public spaces, church property is often considered private or semi-private, and specific rules apply. I think this is where the problem came in, y'all. Okay. Um, Consent and policy. Most religious organizations have strict policies regarding photographing minors without parental consent. Reporting versus investigating. You are discouraged from initiating your own investigation. Attempting to document injuries through photography could potentially interfere with a professional investigation or put you at risk of violating privacy policies. So this is what they are telling her. So by me reading this, not only makes me wrong, well, it makes my little it kind of pokes a hole in what I was going to present to you guys, because I was like, was she a mandated reporter? Because she was off duty. But this makes me wrong, but it makes her telling the truth. This makes her right. This is why, first of all, she doesn't want to, she can't share anything with us. This is the reason why they warned her and said this could be a federal offense, right? And this is the reason why. Violating privacy policies. So this is why they were telling, hey, you can't do this. You can't do that. Now, we got you covered because you did it in good faith. And it's the reason why I'm talking about this. I wouldn't try to be bringing the light to this and, it could, no. She's protected in good faith from her initial actions because she did it in good faith. But for her to extend that would not only hinder, or it may hinder the investigation, right? If we are to believe the church insider, if she is telling the truth, then she cannot share this with us. She probably can't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, remember, she released a statement and said once she signs, she goes through her sworn affidavit or something like that, sworn testimony, or I forgot what she said. We'll look at it because I still have it up. Then she will be free to talk to us. But she can't share anything that would violate a law. Okay? So we are focusing on hearing Krishan Jr., possibly cussing at Jr., yelling at Jr., mishandling Jr., manhandling, maybe pushing, shoving, yanking, right? That would be a receipt. Everybody would be within the law. And I mean, I would feel better about having an eyewitness, but who knows? Maybe the wheels that we've turned have actually done something, right? Have we made it? Have we made it, y'all? You feel me? But I think this is where the problem comes in, because if she's mandated and she's covered under good faith, this is what they were warning her about. And remember, in the video that we just saw, she said, maybe I should ask. She said, maybe I should look into it. Right? The thing about it is, I think she didn't think that she was going to come. I think she kind of got caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? I think she got swept up in the moment. And it did happen fast, y'all. And she speaks of regret, like, damn, maybe I should have did, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I should have. But here we are. Okay, here we are. All right, so let me see what else. I did that. Can I take pictures? We did that. Who is considered? Okay, we got that. We can take that down. We know who's considered. She falls up under human health care worker, right? But like I said, it says that in Maryland, legally obligated to report suspected CB, but you are not required. So does that mean 24 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you're not at work? What if you are visiting another church and you're off duty? Because I've heard of 24/7 mandate. And somebody put in the chat. So let me come to the chat and see what you guys are saying, and then we'll move on, okay? Because we can get some clarity. Because girl, I'm probably confusing y'all. Let's see. Be proud, Blow. You got this, okay? I hope so. Somebody says she might don't even go to court. I wouldn't, but a passive. I wouldn't put it past her. Or is that what you're trying to say? Shout out to Bridget. Thank you so much for joining us. She said those pics were taken at a Baltimore, at the church in Baltimore. No. Mm-mm. Those pictures were taken in Oklahoma. Remember, she said she only saw Krishan a few times. But the pictures that she took were in Oklahoma. And then remember, she said she was invited to go to Baltimore. That's why in that video she said, dang, I hate myself for not advocating for Junior right then and there. And what I think she meant is at the time she took them pictures in Oklahoma, she wished that she would have called then, because y'all remember when she said when she got to the church in Baltimore and she laid eyes on Junior, she could not take it anymore. What would make her not take it anymore? What would make it so, like, what would put her, she had to have already seen that prior to being fed up. You know what I'm saying? So by the time she got to the church in Baltimore and saw that Junior was in the same condition or even worse, she was like, that's it. I have to do something. And this is what I'm tying that video that she did with her actions and her words. This is just what I'm getting from this. She was like, that's it. I'm tired. Like, he looked even worse. He still looks the same. And remember, she said that she started questioning and bringing it up. And they was trying to pacify her and say, oh, no, it's just because of this. It's just because she was at her church. She was at her church when she was saying that before she got to the other church. Remember, when she got to the other church, when she got to the church in Baltimore, and as soon as she laid eyes on Junior, she called the authorities. But when she was doing all that questioning and stuff like that, remember when she said, I brought it up and they was acting, she was like, they was acting like they was in another world. They was acting like robots. So I think that was at her church. So she took the footage and the proof that she needed. She took it while she was in Oklahoma. Okay. And then when she got to Baltimore, she was fed up on setting eyes upon Junior, and she just went on ahead and called CPS and the Pope. Ossifer. You feel me? Now we can listen to the other video again, but I think that's what happened, you guys. I think that's what happened. Because we have to remember there were two questions at stake. One is simply taking the photos and sharing them with the proper authorities as a mandated reporter. She would have been covered both civil and criminally because she did it in good faith. But this is where the lines are blurred, because I believe that she reported it in Baltimore. Okay? And if it's not I don't know if it's 24/7 or whatever, If it's 24/7, it wouldn't matter if she was on duty or not, right? She was acting in that capacity. And a lot of times I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Was she actually employed? Because I used to say that when I went to church. I used to be like, oh yeah, I work at my church. I work in this department. I work in that. But I was really volunteering. I mean, does she have a W-2? Does she get paid every Friday? Or was she was she just doing this, right? And working for God? Sometimes, a lot of times when people work at church, they're working for God. They're not getting paid. You feel me? I don't know. I don't know. But you guys feel me, right? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Now, what would make me wrong? I mean, I'm still right, but I would be wrong in figuring out that she was off duty. She wasn't in the capacity. She wasn't like working. So would she be a mandated reporter? But what kicks that out the water is if it's 24/7. Okay. Not in California, it's not 24/7. You got to be basically up under your title. Even though they don't discourage it, you're still, yeah. You would be considered a lay person, meaning just a regular person of the public. And in that capacity, if I were to take pictures of anything or try to get proof, I could possibly be facing a federal offense because I did it as a private citizen. And the church is considered private property, right? Let me see what you guys are saying before I go in because it's all kind of stuff in my head. And I got to see what y'all saying. I know we smart in fifth grade over here, but there's somebody that's smarter than me in these motherfucking chats. Okay, I already looked up some shit that I ain't did it. Okay, I can't do everything, y'all. Okay, let me see. Simple and then you got a whole lot of East Coast state talking and locked in on your side. Hey, thank you, East Coast in the house. No, let me stop. This is serious. Sorry, y'all. Jessica, thank you so much, Jessica in the house. She sent a super sticker, $4.99. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for supporting my platform. I appreciate you. You can't hear anything. Oh, that's probably why I was gone, girl. I'm sorry. Get used to. I'm sorry. Yeah, froze. All that. Delete all that shit. All that. I'm glad I'm back though. All right. Sound check. All right. Let me see, you guys. What did you guys say? Photographing minors, private areas, pass legal what? Allowance of immunity. Ooh, you say that? See, I think this is where she ran into it at. That means I'm wrong in a way because we're about to look up if you're 24/7 mandated. Because somebody in the chat said that. I think SAJ said that. Technical. Please. Okay. Please give her a moment. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Dante. I know you like, dang, I work for a raggedy ass content creator, huh? It's okay, girl. We doing it big tomorrow. Everything the internet will be set up tomorrow, y'all. Okay. If that don't fix it, if 1 gig don't fix it from 10, we are on 10 megabytes right now, y'all. We get ready to go from 10 all the way, not 500, but to 1,000. Wow. So it should work. Okay. If that don't work, I'm gonna throw in the towel. Legal conflict can arise photographing a minor's private, even as a mandated reporter. Okay. Okay. So this is what we see. So she is telling the truth. And I did a half-ass job. Little bit. I looked everything else up in Maryland, except for if you're a 24/7 mandated freaking reporter. Okay, let's just look that up just to get that out the way. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe. Try ChatGPT sometimes and ask for sources. Oh yeah, I did. I just didn't look up that specific one. As you guys see, I went through like 5 Google pages. They all were specialized. I just didn't look up that one. Okay. I know. I'm CNN. I was supposed to get it right. I get it. But I still had two conundrums because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Why would they be telling us this is why? This is why. Okay. Please hit the like button and please support. And basically, what they're saying is, girl, we got you, but don't tell nobody else. Sat your ass down. Okay. Sat down. Okay. You got the good faith. We're gonna get that to you. Because we're gonna get into this, but you need to nope, you can't share. Hell no. Don't share, nope, don't even go over there. Don't even talk to that. Don't even talk to that hoe. You know what I'm saying? So that means she's telling the truth. Now she's still, like I said, nothing is official until we get the receipt. I don't care if it's to keep thy kingdom come, thy will be done. We gonna wait. Okay. He said it says of these images on your phone, intentionally viewing them is a misdemeanor. First time offense is up to 5 years in prison. Oh, fuck. Good Lord. Or a $5,000 fine. Hell no. Yes, she did say that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, sister, what's up, y'all? Why wouldn't you just get one sent and tell us if it's real? Get what sent? What you talking about? Philly's in the building. Shout out to Philly in the house. Thank you so much for tapping in, love. Notice they didn't put a parent either. So mothers, be careful. I wonder, did they send her there for the pastor to watch what he's doing? The police said she worked for the police. Krishan, yeah, they were saying she's a confidential informant. I don't know. Now, remember, she said that the church would not denied entry to the police and denied entry to the CPS. Now, what I want to clarify there is, did she just call CPS and the church called the police on her and had her escorted? Or does the police come with CPS? Like this, when you reported, does CPS come by themselves? And I wanted to leave some things up to y'all. Like, I didn't want to look. I'm just now thinking about this. I'm just now thinking about this. So that's why it's not looked up. I'm not going to look up everything. Sometimes things just come as we're having a conversation. So that's why I'm asking you guys. Because I don't think that was made clear, right? I think she reported to CPS. So did she call the police? Or did the church call the police to have her escorted off? Or does the CPS always have to come with the police? Maybe I could look that up, right? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. She might don't eat. Oh, you already read that. Okay, let's see. Let's go down. I'm so peed off. Where is CPS? Sick of Krishan Rock. Yes, I understand you. It's okay for the prosecutor. It's used for issues on hand. You are exempted. That's the word you are looking for. Exempted. Yeah, you are exempt. Correct. Thank you. She's a demon. She still came forward knowing she was going to be called a liar. She has witnessed a lot of AB and is still trying to help him. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get lost in translation in this, you guys. This is just who I am. If I question something or something is in my mind and I want to make sense of it, not necessarily call somebody and make somebody a villain or call them out to be wrong or me to be right. It's simply a conversation that we're having over some questions that I was having that I want clarified. Yeah, if I don't understand something, whether I bring it to you guys or not, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I just decided to bring it to the social media streets. Okay. And at the end of the day, I want to reiterate that I do believe her. Okay. And I know this, it probably don't make no sense, but I don't make sense. No, don't let me say that because Krishan said that. I think I got Krishan on the brain. I make perfect sense. Okay. Sometimes I'm not always right. Okay. I don't want to sound like no damn Krishan around here. Okay. Sometimes I'm not always right. The community are and should be mandated reporters. Yeah, of course. But like I said, in California, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. I mean, they would want you to, but yeah, I basically have to be on duty. They're saying, you're about to take the pastor. They saying she about to take the pastor down. Now we're gonna get into the pastor too as well. Okay. Let me see. She said she called CPS. Yeah. So do the police actually automatically come with CPS? Let me see. Hey Siri, do police come with CPS when called for child abuse?
Here's an answer from WSCADV.org.
Let's see. Let's see, you guys. It says if the intake worker determines a child may be in danger, a CPS investigator and possibly law enforcement officer will meet the child and their family to assess whether the child is safe. That didn't answer it. But I mean, hey Siri, is it required for the police to accompany the CPS on a child abuse call in the state of Maryland?
Here's an answer from MarylandEducators.org.
Okay, I just take a picture in case it flashes off. It says in Maryland, allegations of AB or neglect require both police and CPS to jointly investigate. So there you go. They both had to come out. It doesn't matter who she called. They both had to come out in the state of Maryland. All right. So there we have it. There we have it, you guys. So they both had to come out. Now, the question is, we got one more question. Okay. And then I'm going to play a little bit of the part where she says that they called and reached out to her and, eventually started another investigation. You say the police don't always come with CPS. It depends on the situation. Yeah. So for the state of Maryland, we know that they both have to come out. Okay. They both have to come out. Since the Baltimore church drove her back to the airport, I think it's highly likely the church paid for her flight. Why else would the church feel the need to drive her to the airport? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask her, right? And she was invited out. I don't know. I think that they were invited out, but was it paid by the church? You know what I'm saying? Or did they pay for their own airplane ticket? I don't know. I don't know. That's a question. Now that church is demonic. CPS must have called the police for escorting protection. So it seems like they came at the same time because they must both go out there in the state of Maryland. Okay, so that much we know. Okay, now what I wanted to ask is, because remember she said that that they refused entry, so the church denied entry to the police and the CPS. Is that what she said? Remember, they were turned away at the door. Now let's go ahead and get into that. We have one more to look up, and that is, can a church deny entry to CPS or the police when they are called for reporting? Okay, let me see if I put Maryland. I think I put in Maryland. Yeah, it looks like it's Maryland. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, okay, so this is specifically Maryland. So let's go ahead and look this up, guys. Let's go ahead and read this, all right? All right, so it says a church cannot legally deny entry to police or CPS in Maryland if they possess a valid warrant or if exigent circumstances such as an immediate threat to a child's safety exist. While churches are private property, mandatory reporting laws and criminal law enforcement authorities override allowing authorities to enter. Okay? So let me see. While church is private property, mandatory reporting laws and criminal. So there are mandatory reporting laws out there, and criminal law enforcement authority override allowing authorities to enter. So what does that mean? While churches are private property. Okay, so they have the right because they're private, but what overrides that is the mandatory reporting laws, and the criminal law enforcement authority can override that. So if if the police were to enforce that they enter, they would have had to allow them to enter. So what does that say about the police department? What does that say about the authorities out there, right? Remember, she said that Krishan was begging for them not to let them in. Now, let's go into the key points regarding the situations include warrant exigent circumstances. Without a valid judicial warrant or urgent life-threatening emergency, officials generally cannot enter the private property without permission. Seems like she's telling the truth again, okay? Or it's more likely than not that she's telling the truth, okay? Mandatory reporting. Clergy are mandated reporters of suspected child AB. Failure to report can lead to criminal penalties. Clergy penitent privilege. While some communications are privileged, this rarely shields a clergy member from mandatory reporting requirements if they have reasonable suspicion of AB. Okay. Law enforcement authority. Police can enter with a warrant or probable cause. Now, is that where she showed them the evidence? But remember, just having suspicion is enough. So it ultimately comes down to if the police wanted to enforce their authority to override the church saying you can't come in. So it was really in the hands of law enforcement to give that pushback to the church. Okay. Remember, there are also laws in play for for CPS too, right? Now remember, I don't think she took those pictures inside Baltimore, inside that Baltimore church. Now we don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I was just so over. We were just so, listening to the story. We were just so overcome with emotion. We didn't even get to the hard hitting questions because I wasn't in that mind frame. Mind you, if it had been set up, we would have grilled the mess out of her. If it had been prearranged and I would have already been prepped and had my questions, of course. I mean, it would have been, so in depth that CNN would have hired me. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so this is what we have it. Okay. Now let me read this. It says it is highly recommended that churches have a clear child safety policies in place that confirm with Maryland's mandatory reporting law to prevent obstruction of justice. Seems like it fits. It seems like it fits. And this is what she was saying when she was like, they weren't listening to me. Everybody was against me. They all was, making fun of me and kicking me out. And they had the police. They said, you are a ish starter and we want you gone. As a matter of fact, Ossifer, escort this woman, this troublemaker, this outlier, escort her to the airport. It could have very well happened like that. That's just like breathing. Right? That's just like breathing. I mean, it could have happened. And it would have been their call. Now, I'm not saying they're crooked or anything like that, but the law enforcement had the authority to override them not being allowed in the private property of the church. Now, I can also tell you by memory is that if they would have overrode that, they would have only been able to enter the public part of the church. So say, for example, somebody was hiding in the office or somebody was hiding in, the back stock room. They cannot enter any private areas of the church. I know that for sure. They would have been able to enter the public area if they would have enforced that, and the law enforcement authority would have overrode the church saying you can't come in here, but they would not have been able to go into the office, and go into the stock room, any private area of the church, they would not have been allowed in unless they had a warrant. Only having a warrant, okay? So, like I said, it seems to pan out, you guys. It seems to pan out. Now, what would make these people not want to protect Junior and not let them in? Right? Maybe the leader of the church is questionable. Maybe he is not of a right nature. Could it be that he is crooked? Could it be that he has a price? And we've seen Krishan give him wads of money, right? She's made a spectacle of it. And I'm not saying what people can do with their money and pay their tithes or whatever's going on. But I always play that clip of you guys, right? I always play that clip. Hold on. Of him talking, turning Motivational Monday into Motivational Money. That is a freaking red flag. Criminal minds, right? Somebody said, yep, that's how a lady here didn't get caught. He protected her. What's that church hiding? What is that church hiding? I very much believe this. And we broke it down. We definitely broke it down. And no matter how you slice it, it comes up peanuts. That means that if what she's saying is true, what's up with that church? What's up with that church? We done narrowed it down now. Because you have to understand that the Baltimore Police Department and the police, just period, if they felt it wasn't important enough, if they didn't want to ruffle any feathers and cause a ruckus, they could have just been like, okay, all right, everything's like, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a bad call, but it wouldn't have been the first time, right? Come on now, we're talking about the ABC boys. They failed us before. It's no surprise, you know? Sometimes they let children fall through the cracks. YouTube is full of those stories. Let's not be dumb now. Let's not be blind. Like, come on now. And I can easily see them like, oh, okay, you know, like, oh, let's get out of here. Like, you know, you probably got Krishan back there. And you know how she is, begging him not to let her in. She wasn't like this. Can you not let them in? Can you imagine what Krishan was doing and how she was acting? You know what I'm saying? People probably started gathering and looking, and you know what I'm saying? And you have the leader of the church. He would have had to say something. Some type of authority at that church would have had to be speaking for the police to not flex their authority. You know, just decide not to. All it was a decision by the police. You know, in our eyes, we're like, knock down the door. Like, don't leave without Junior. But in their eyes, they probably get these calls all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's probably routine for them. And sometimes, you know, if they feel like they need to take it further, they do. And sometimes it's not such the best call. We've seen them leave children in custody of people that they should never leave that child in custody, right? They leave the scene without the child. How many times have we seen that? Or they will give the child back to the parent, and we're like, no, you should have never gave that child back to that parent. And then it may or may not turn into a cautionary tale. Like I say, the YouTube streets is full of them, right? Exactly. She said that she was what? She said that Krishan was cursing and yelling in the church. Shout out to Arvilla. Thank you so much for the $20 super sticker, love. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys for supporting this platform. No good sons of bitches. You sawed off bastard. Why you didn't let them in? Now, see, she had to go all the way home and refi. But anyways, yeah, y'all. So this is where we're at. So what is it about this church? Well, there's some things that have come out, okay? And we're going to look into that. There's some things that have come out, and we're going to look into that. Let me make sure I covered everything for you guys. Now, remember the time frame that I came up with was from the time that Krishan got out of jail to the time that Ronnie unfortunately lost his life. Okay, rest in peace to Ronnie. Hashtag justice for Ronnie. Okay, hashtag save Junior now. All right. So I broke down that small amount of time only because in her conversation, she says she started helping Krishan while she was in jail, locked up. And then she goes on to say that she was inspired by Ronnie and how Ronnie was really advocating and wanting the best for Junior. He was just riding. He was riding for Junior. He was standing for Junior. And remember, she said that's what motivated her. She also was about to say something about Ronnie. She said when Ronnie started speaking, and then she stopped herself. So I'm just putting two and two together. If that's what motivated you, it must have happened between that time. Right? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But yeah, so we're looking at that. Let me see. Let me see. Because remember, she said she was trying to feed. She didn't know that Junior couldn't eat, right? I think she even said she tried to feed him. She said she would see Junior in the church in Tulsa. Now she didn't say specifically Tulsa, but she said I would see Junior. That means she saw him more than once. And each time she saw him, he probably was worse or the same. And at that time, remember, Krishan was allegedly leaving Junior in the youth area of the church and going into the main church. I don't know. I'm just assuming. Because how would she be able to go wash him up and try to feed him and do all these things? And it doesn't take that long, you guys. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Because she clings to him like glue now. But we've seen her leave Junior with other people. So it's not unlikely that she might do that. Okay? You see how she has Junior around the church that she's at now. You ain't got to leave. Girl, I'm standing right here. Do you know that we can see you? We can see Junior. You know what I'm saying? And she's always right in the face of the leader of the church. Let's get to him, as a matter of fact. Let's get to this man. Hold on, you guys. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Now, remember, she started asking questions in her church in Oklahoma. And she started recording in her church. She said she kept notes for her own personal, because she wanted to document this so that she would be able to bring this as proof to help Junior. Right? Her interactions, she said that Krishan was cussing in the church. Now, we heard that clip. I already played that clip for you, right? And then this is when she said she could not take it. She called CPS at the Baltimore church, and they tore her down. They turned on her for calling CPS, and she called them at that church. All right. They appeased Krishan and instead kicked her out the church. Well, denied her re-entry. They denied her re-entry. So she never was able to go back in. And then they had the police escort her to the airport. Now, also, what I want to point out is she says that she was recording, like at the time when they got kicked out. Remember, she was like, I could give you this, I could give you all the videos. She was like, they had to escort us to the airport. She was like, and I was recording on the other phone. She said that. She said she was at the time when they were escorting her and all that was going on. I'm sure it was a big commotion, and they escorted her to the airport. She said she was recording on the other phone. Remember, her aunt, I think, was with her. And this is why when I asked her, remember, for the receipts, and she was like, well, it's on my aunt's phone. Now, like I said, unless she's making this up, right? She deserves an Oscar and an Emmy. Girl, because if this woman is lying, you need to turn that into a whole motherfucking career. Okay? I want to see you going to an audition tomorrow. Because, girl, you deserve an Oscar and an Emmy. Nothing is official until we get some receipts, y'all. We gotta stick to the script. But I'm just saying, everything is panning out to me. Everything is panning out. Maybe it really was on her aunt's phone. Because even here, when she was up there, she was like, I was recording on the other phone. And she said it quickly. It wasn't like she kind of harped on it. I had to catch it. So, I don't know, y'all. I think something is up with this church. I think they pushed for CPS and them not to come in, and they listened. I think they brushed it off, and they listened. Now we know the ABC boys don't have the best track record, but in essence, I wish that they would have pushed, but I don't think they had any malice. I just think they decided like they either could say yes or no. They either could enforce or not, and they just decided not to because of the commotion. Maybe it was the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was the leader of the church. Maybe they were adamant. Maybe people were, she said it was a lot going on. So I think they just chose to, keep the peace and, not really force it. And that's exactly what I believe happened. But let's get to this church because there's something wicked this way comes. There's something about y'all. Something about y'all. All right? Let's go ahead. Hold on. Let me go ahead and take this down because it's something about, and we have been questioning this church because it's so cultish like, right? Now, if they are true people of God, please forgive me, Lord, because it's really trickery over there. Okay, look, my mind is playing tricks on me when I think about this church because there's something that I just can't put my finger on. They made her out to be the villain. Yeah, they made her out to be the villain and had that church member willing to make her look crazy. She had them all turn on her instead of the AB. Yeah. And the reason why it's so easy to believe her is not just for the other things that we've already mentioned, but we know that they be doing shit like this. Anytime a whistleblower comes out and says something, they're shunned. They are made to seem like they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're not to be believed. You know what I'm saying? This is the pattern that they use. This is why I call this blurred lines, because it could easily go one way or the other. Okay, we don't know this woman. We don't know this woman from a can of paint, respectfully. But I don't know you. I don't know if that's your real name. I don't know. We don't know. The fuck? but it's something about that gut feeling. Sometimes you got to go with that, right? Anyways, y'all, let's get into this church. I did find this video. It's going to give us a little insight on this church, okay? And we're wondering, like, would they do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Would they have somebody kicked out their church and have them escorted to the damn police? I mean, to the airport? Would this church do something like that? Is that the character of this church? Is that the aura and the atmosphere and the environment that they carry? Is this church carrying a toxic, uneasy environment? Are they criminal minded? Because you know, false prophets come a dime a dozen. People will use God's name and the church to swindle people, to get to unalive people, right? This is how cults are made. This is how Jim Jones, and I did a whole live on that where I broke down Jim Jones. You guys should check that out. I did a deep dive into Jim Jones, okay? He was sleeping with members, male, female. He was doing all kind of drugs. I didn't even know that. When you take that deep dive into Jim Jones and how he took all them people out there and made them drink that damn Kool-Aid and then offed himself and a few other people. And you're wondering, like, how all these people get out? Why do you believe this nut? Like this. Just like this. All right, let's get into this, you guys. Let me pull this up. I wonder how that happens. Like this. Like this. I'm about to show you. Like what we doing right now. That's how he got on them damn people out there and got them to believe. Let me see. All right, so let's go here, you guys. Let me pull up this video that sorry about that, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I found this video, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get into this. Now, I have a little information on it, and we are going to really get into a little bit of Pastor Mike Freeman, because that's who is at the Faith Central Church or whatever. I don't know what the church is called. Don't let me misname the church, but the church that Krishan goes to in Baltimore. If I'm not mistaken, the pastor is Mike Freeman, okay? Some people are saying he has a shady past, a shady past. But my question is, would he actually do something like this? Would he have the police escort a mofo up out his church all the way to the airport and not feel no ways about it? All right, let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Let's see, where is it? Let's get into what the dive, somebody did a little dive into his past, you guys. All right, hold on, let me see. I'm looking for the video, guys. Now, did I erase it? Did I take it down? Hold on, y'all. I don't even know what the name of the let me go to Mrs. J podcast. Okay, we are going to go to Mrs. J podcast. I'm about to pull it up for you guys right now. Hold on, let me just pull this up because I did have it. Okay, here it is. All right. So you guys, shout out to the Mrs. J podcast. I love her breakdown on things. So you guys make sure you guys go on over to the Real Mrs. J podcast to watch this video in its entirety. Okay, we're just gonna watch a clip. Don't I have it? Wait a minute, hold on, because I think I have it timestamped. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I do. All right, so let's go ahead and go on over here, you guys. I think I'm play it for you guys because I know a little bit. I got the information, but I don't think I'm gonna say it right. I don't think I'm gonna explain it right. So let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Now, let me play the video first, and then we can talk about it because I done forgot what the damn thing show anyway. Hold on. Am I going to? Okay. All right. Let's get into this.
Anybody who might want to question everything now. Would this church ever escort her out? Seems extreme, right? Would this church ever call police to escort her off to share? But can she is a different thing. But for anybody who might want to question everything now, would this church ever escort her out? Seems extreme, right? Would this church ever call police to escort her off the premises and do whatever, escort her out? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see the history of the church if they would do such a thing.
Come on, baby girl.
Okay, y'all. So this part of the video, it says Dr. Mike Freeman demand that Pastor Joel be escorted by six police off of his own church property.
Make sure everybody has everything. Okay, well. Yes, sir. Where's my keys? I need you to go to. I don't have my keys. I need it. Does somebody have my keys?
My phone, Mike.
Where's your phone?
It's
amazing what this man's mother and father put together. And he's been put out. He's been put out from his own inheritance.
my iPhone. That's what I know. It's a piece.
Debbie, there it is. Here,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, sweetheart. We can go there. I know you. I see it. I see it. I'm not sure. I'll talk to you later.
Let's just all together.
All right, y'all. So what's going on here, you may ask? Well, it starts with this lady right here. This lady right here, her name is Apostle Betty P. Peebles. Okay. And who is that, Miss J? Betty Peebles and her husband, Reverend James Peebles Jr., who died in 1996, they founded the Jericho City of Praise. Okay, so the Jericho City of Praise is like one of the biggest, a huge mega church. So not only did they do that, they had their main sanctuary. It held up to 11,000 people, and then they added the Jericho residences with apartments for seniors and a business development center where companies created jobs. They also came up with the Jericho Christian Academy, which served children from the ages 2 through the 8th grade. So this lady, Apostle Peebles, ends up getting sick, okay? And when she got sick, there was some funny business going on. So the video that you saw was her son, who had actually been preaching there at that church for 20 years. Mind you, this is the church that his father and his mother started, okay? And after his mom died, what you guys saw was Dr. Freeman getting this man kicked out of his own church, okay?
That man got that man who was the son of Michael and Dee Dee Freeman. That was his own church. And you saw Pastor Mike Freeman putting this man escorted by what? Are we answering the question or not? Okay. Dr. Mike Freeman demands that Pastor Joel be escorted by 6 police officers off his own church property. Did you get all that? Did you get all that? Does false prophet fit this if the shoe fits? What crookedness do y'all got going on? Yes, y'all. He had this man escorted. This church was his mama and daddy church of 20 years. When the mother passed, the church was left to the son. The son was named Joel. This is who he's having escorted off his own property. By who? The man who Krishan be all up in his face. Okay? His wife is kissing Junior in the mouth. I've seen that too out there. Somebody says Shayla presents Pastor Mike Freeman on Money Mondays. Let rain. Yep, let it rain, folks. This man is a swindler. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. There's something wicked this way comes. There's something wrong. We don't know, but y'all are seeing it. This man had this man escorted off his own damn church property by 6 police officers. So do you think that he would have the church insider who was causing a ruckus and who was an esh starter at his church to be escorted and to the airport if the shoe fits? You guys know the rest. Yep, that's what I was going to say earlier, Blone. Clock it. If the shoe fits. I remember that, but I think it was Tessa, Pastor Money Mike, got the police department on payroll. You hear what the people are saying, babes? That's not me. I'm done. I'm ready to come into the chat. I don't know. Look. Now, if you guys want to watch this in entirety, it's more. I just, you guys watch this in entirety, going over to Mrs. J Podcast. But y'all, after the stream, and watch this video in its entirety, because I skipped the beginning and I skipped the end. Okay, we just wanted a little clip, little tea, right? We just needed a little clarity. Y'all, yes, this man, that is his character. I absolutely believe that I believe that he called her an ish starter. I believe he ridiculed her, put her down. I believe they jumped on her, not figuratively, not physically. Embarrassed her, humiliated her, made her feel like some sort of pariah, and escorted her to the damn airport. Remember, they didn't even allow them to go to the hotel where they were staying and get their things. Okay? The auntie had to take an Uber and go get their things and come back to the airport. This is what she said. I'm just going by what the church insider said. Somebody said, this is why I just keep my peace, pray, and stay away from churches now. Yeah. And I thought I would never say it. I mean, it's not like I won't visit. I used to go to church almost every Sunday. Not in the recent past, but my whole damn life, really. Come on now. Now, I wasn't a Bible thumper. Maybe a bit of a Jesus freak, but not a Bible thumper. Yeah, y'all, crazy work. Y'all saw it, didn't you? That's it. He had that man escorted off his own property. So yes, he would do this. Yes, he had 6 police officers escort this man off his own property. You think he didn't have the church insider escorted? Sad. Pastor Mike is a fraud and he just wants money. And he took the mother, and he took the mother's home. Joel got screwed. Yeah. He had a whole sermon around her one time. I was like, nah, it's so weird. And how she's always just like up front with him, like, what is wrong with these people? They're like, oh, we got one. You know what I'm saying? You got a nutty one on your hands. And how they would allow that child and sitting and he holds the child and all, like, I don't get it, y'all. I absolutely don't get it. 3:12 in New York time. Thank you all for your company. Thank you. Shout out to New York, you guys. Pastor Freeman, who had a past in Virginia, 2006 assault and battery, and what, a misdemeanor, 2006 Falls Church petite larceny felony. What? So he got a criminal past, y'all. He got a criminal past. I'm in Mass, girl. Shout out to Massachusetts. Shout out to Massachusetts. Hello, chat. Glad I made it again. Thank you so much. The bombshell news. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, y'all. Somebody say a lot going on. Let me see. A lot going on behind the scenes. It's over for Rock. The people have fired her, and Sean and Lisa have distanced themselves from Rock. Wait. Y'all, what is going on? This man absolutely had this woman escorted out because she was bringing the noise, ruffling feathers, and AKA doing the right thing. Doing exactly what we was wondering, like, why ain't nobody, all them people at that church, and ain't nobody just like, I would have been got kicked out the church. Tell you that much. I would have been got kicked out. And it seemed almost like she was wrestling with it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But when she saw Junior, she was just like, that's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I think he's a fraud too. Jim Jones, circa 1976, the cult leader that started in the church, the black church. He had a bunch of black folks out there. Y'all, make sure you guys check out my video that I did, my deep dive on Jim Jones, y'all. That's why I say she the female Jim Jones. I'm telling you, these people are very Jim Jones-ish, very cultish, right? That's just how they operate. Let's not look past how she's in secular settings, but wants to sing gospel. She's no Mary Mary or Yolanda Adams. I know, be in the booty shaking club talking about Yahweh, Yahweh. And then Bobby Lights tried it, was like, girl. Remember when Bobby Lights was in the audience, like, girl, why would you sing this song at a strip club? That's not, girl, no. 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 That's just like singing gospel and twerking at the same time. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? That shit don't mix. Well, she's saving people. No, she not. She ain't stopping no sin that's going on in that club. You said they could turn on her if she doesn't listen to the church. Yeah, motivational money. She is slow. She didn't pick up on that. Yeah, and she up here laughing. Girl, you are the money. You are the money. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Shout out from Cincinnati, Ohio. I believe Valencia 100%. I do too, girl. I just hope we ain't wrong. But I mean, I'm willing to take that chance. If I'm wrong, what y'all gonna do? Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if we wrong? I mean, it's totally understandable that we know she could not be telling the truth. We still tapping our foot and waiting on the receipts, but we know we got to be patient, right? It's really out of her hands. But at the end of the day, we just want what's best for Junior. It's not like we're going to win a prize or lose any sleep or, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to happen. We're just going to be wrong. You know, maybe we'll throw a little shade. Maybe we have to take it on the chin, but we can take it like a big girl. Like we're going to be good. Trust me. We're going to be good. My peeps over here, the people in the VIP, we are going to be good. All right. The Bologna Society is going to be good. All right. Not one sin. Me Too Ohio in the house. Thank you so much. Shout out to Ohio. That song is so cringe. Yep. I'm praying out to God to help me with these hard times. God frowns down twice as harder on mistreatment of disabled. Yeah. San Diego in the building. What is up, Califas? Shout out to San Diego, California. Help me with these. Help me out with these hard times. Woo! All she do, she say, woo, is a joke. Yeah. The lady, she said, was recently contacted by authorities, so they called her. Yeah. Yep. She said they reached out to her and she had to resubmit the same information that she gave. But what I'm saying is, I don't think she gave or shared the legal receipts that she had. We only talking about the legal receipts, okay? Ain't nothing, I'm talking about the legal receipts. You feel me? And that church better not come for nobody. As many clips we got from that church, I double, triple dog dare them. That's where we get all the information from you guys' main camera. Okay, that suspends from the air. That's the angle that all of the leaked footage from your church come from. So I wish you would. Because you better start with the man in the mirror. All these clips we got out of this church, Krishan Jr. crawling, Krishan leaving him kicking his shoes off. Y'all don't remember? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know what they're gonna do. But bro, you guys leak footage all the time. And it's not necessarily that they leak footage. I'm talking about that is okay. So let's just take this back so I can clarify. When it looks like it's from the camera above, right? That means that it's the broadcast. You're able to tune in while it's live. Anybody can screenshot it. And I'm pretty sure they put it so in case you want to catch it later, you can watch it later. All right. It's a broadcast. But when we see people in pew 3 and lane 4 and, over here, those are regular, schmegular, degular people that's in that church. That's all I'm saying. So that's all we got, y'all. That's all we got. Somebody cracking up. Then we're wrong. I ain't afraid to say it. Yeah. I just hope we're right so bad. Exactly. They act like the world gonna come to an end. So we were bamboozled. So she fooled us. Okay. Main thing is not to panic. All right. The world ain't gonna come to an end. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing. Yahweh is no way. These goofballs, Jamal Wakhtars will definitely try. Hit the like button, you guys. Thank you, Mr. Charlie. OMG, Glorilla pregnant. I hope she doesn't to follow. You hope she doesn't follow Krishan. Oh, girl. No, I think she got a girl. No, I think she got all kinds of sense. But you never know. Okay. Some people be having some habits that they can't break. Be hard habits to break. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you live that type of lifestyle. You can become addicted to substances and alcohol rather quickly. But you know what? Most of the time when you get prego, you just stop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I don't drink like that. So I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me. Everybody I know, they drink like a damn lush. They drink like pirates. And when they got pregnant, it was zero, zero. I don't know how they stopped, but they didn't drink nothing. So I don't know. I've been around a lot of drunk hoes that has gotten pregnant and they don't drink. I don't know what switch they click on, but that's just my experience. I ain't never been around nobody who drank during a pregnancy in my life of living on this earth with my eyeballs. Never. Now they may have been and I didn't know it, but just knowing. And you remember I used to work in a strip club. So Women used to get pregnant and come to the strip club all the time. I ain't never seen their ass drink. I ain't never seen their ass like smoke. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all. Y'all gonna have to fill me in on that. Bobby Lights, yes, I remember. Yep, you remember, huh? When Taseki sang, it was just too effing funny. I know. It was. It was funny, y'all. I mean, this ain't no funny situation, but girl, that's funny. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with laughing. We're not laughing at anybody. Like, we're not laughing at Junior. As long as we ain't laughing at Junior, we can, it ain't nothing wrong with it. I believe help is on the way for Junior. Things are moving now. CPS at Tessa House, and allegedly they got him. Yeah. Yep. Now, I don't know. You guys keep your eyes peeled for Krishan's Instagram, her Snapchat, and her tickety talk. Ain't nothing on her TikTok. She ain't posted on TikTok in a minute. I know that for sure. I can't see what's on her Instagram, which is usually how she comes live. I think that she is not on Instagram no more, because remember when she stopped posting, she said she couldn't go live. But then again, I think it's still up. I'm just blocked, so I don't know. But y'all let me know. Y'all keep your eyes peeled and let me know if you see her on any of her platforms, okay? Let me see what you guys are saying. Miss Bonet, your platform is on fire. People are in jealousy right now and want us to be drinking piss, but I don't think it's piss. This ish is getting realer. Realer. And you know what I didn't even think about? That if it's the church camera, a lot of people don't got access to that camera. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. When they use pink face crying when old boy whooped that ass, I peed a little and laughed so hard. I drink like a sailor, smoke Newports, and I stop everything. It's a mindset, exactly. Girl, I hung around a bunch of them. All them hoes drank alcohol. When I was in my 20s, it was a bunch of hoes that drank alcohol every day. As soon as they got pregnant, it was a hell no. It just was like automatic. We didn't even think about it. Like, I wasn't like, is she over there drinking while she was pregnant? You know, I mean, maybe I come from a little different time or something like that. I don't know. It hasn't been that long, but I don't know, y'all. You guys are saying it in the chat though. I get you. I feel you. I feel satisfied knowing just to know crayfish is not untouchable right now. Yeah. I think she's on stuck mode. I think she's on silence mode. Okay. Shut her down. Shut her down. We shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. I think we shut them down. I'm crying out to God to help me with these hard times. Girl, say that drama for your mama. Praying for Junior. Yes, we are. We are praying for Junior. Both my kids are grown and in college with their own accomplishments to keep achieving. Yeah, my child is grown too as well. We're just having an open conversation and voicing our opinions. Exactly. They act like something's gonna happen. Like, girl, first of all, calm down. Main thing, look, back, okay? People, look, we want to see something natural, like Afro's on Richard Pryor, okay? We want to see something natural, like ass with some stretch marks. Still take you down on your mama's couch in polo socks. Okay? This is way too crazy. You do not amaze me. I blew coup from AC. Obama just paged me. Shit. We want to see something natural like Afro's on Richard Pryor. Can we just talk without it being like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We always got to be right. Bitch, I'm wrong. What are you going to do? What? I'm human. You know how many times you've been bamboozled and fooled? Your own mama. Your own, look. Let's add up all the factors, okay? You whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke, kid ain't yours, and everybody know. Your own man say you stupid. You be like, so I love my baby mama. I never let her go. So don't back that. Okay? Let us do us. Shit. They got to make sure they keep her mouth shut. It's a mess. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Anyways, y'all, I'm sorry. Remember, Krishan says she can just a B Junior, so she kept drinking and getting high, even when a couple of her family tried to get her to stop. Yeah. Ultimately, it was up to her, y'all, because according to WAC 100, Blueface tried, and he got busted upside the head, in the back of the head with a Hennessy bottle. She tried to back him out the glass she tried to back him the glass off the back of his head. Okay, titties just dangling. I don't know if y'all caught that. And then we saw what happened with Tasiki. That's why she came out and said that, because Tasiki has said that about it. She was like, we were drinking, even you, with the baby in your belly. She was like, why are you lying? She said that like she was breathing. So imagine what else she lying about. She lied like it ain't nothing. She was like, why are you lying? Bitch, do you know that we can see you? We can see you, ho. Okay? I'm like, what? We can see you. I don't know, y'all. Somebody said you could tell she's stressed out. Yeah. These people be acting like everything is all right. If that was your fave, you would be trying to at least help her. You know what I'm saying? Or you would think so. You know what I'm saying? They would be trying to help her. I don't know, y'all. But that pastor having that man kicked out, I mean, does that fit or what? Is this Destiny's putting this together? Because what? Is this Destiny putting this together? I'm just asking. Let me take this down, you guys. Oh, hell no. Let me take that down. Because everything just seems to be like cooperating. And then she act like, we can see you.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the movie with you, and then we're gonna go back.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you? Nigga, you right there. It's on your nose, nigga. What?
Girl, we can see you. Okay? I don't know who you think you fooling, but we can see you. The best copy of Woo is Taseki, her sister. Yep, her sister she'll have you hollering. Yep. Let me see. Not a peep. Yep. Yeah, she quiet as hell. Krishan is. She on hush mode. Girl, what happened? What happened? So disappointed in Coach Kelvin. I thought he was better than that. Yeah, it probably blew up in their faces. Everybody was counting on the money and all this hoopla. Now we could be wrong, y'all. Okay, she could be boxing at the gym. She could be working out right now. We don't know. We don't give a fuck either. We don't give a damn about nothing got to do with no boxing. We don't care. We don't care if she at the gym, right? We don't give a damn. Because you guys remember, she has a warrant out. That ain't fake. I don't care what oh no, it's nothing. No, it's just a piece of paper. I just have to go get my license and then go back and then get that, and they just have to mail it. Bitch, what? Bitch. You were supposed to go to court. Girl, you got 2 misdemeanors in December of 2025. They were traffic infractions or traffic, whatever you call it. You were supposed to go and show up for the courts in February of 2026. You failed that. And almost exactly to the month, 1 day short of a month, They put out a bench warrant for you. It's still active. Okay? So not only is this happening, but she has a bench warrant out for her arrest for failure to appear. Okay? I've had one of those before. I thought I was going to eat at Chick-fil-A. Okay? And I was delivering. I was working for, I think, Uber or something like that. So I'm pulling over, and as I'm going to go pick up their food, because their food wasn't ready, I was like, girl, let me order me some chicken nuggets with some waffle fries. I mean, the little chicken nuggets with the waffle fries, a small. Okay? Thinking I'm going to just be driving, and I was going to pick up my check. And I got paid that day. Man, them damn police was right there, and they was like, is this your car? Yeah. I'm thinking I'm all in right there, like, okay. They ran it. They was like, they arrested me. I was like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, you have a failure to appear. What? What did I for what? Yeah, they will take you right in. Now I got out 11 hours later. I got out 11 hours later. Yeah, I got out 11 hours later, y'all. It was for a traffic infraction, and I did go to court, but it hadn't made it to court yet. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But they set a court date, but when I went to court and sat through the whole thing for them to call my name, they never called my name. So I had to go to this other part of the place, and I went, and the lady was like, "Oh, it's not here yet." She was like, "No, she was like, I don't see anything for you. I don't see anything for you." I was like, "Well, I got the ticket." And she was like, "No, there's not." She even told me, she was like, "Sometimes it comes late, but I forgot." I went on with my life, and yep, when they pulled me over, they sure did arrest me. I got out 11 hours later. So, but anyways, it happens, you guys. It does. My tickets alone had me quaking. A warrant would have me in full panic mode. Yeah, but I didn't even know I had it. But if I would have known, I don't know if I would have I think I would have turned myself in, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that would have been the right thing to do, but it's not like I would have been, I would only did it like a day in jail. That's it. It wasn't like, yeah, a light charge. It's like I probably would have turned myself in and just went and did the 11 hours. Like if you got to do a day in jail, all you got to do is be in there for 11 hours and they'll let you out. Yeah. The fight gets canceled. Imagine that. I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, coach, keep her under his wing. He does. You said she messed up. She messed up the hookup they gave her. Yeah, it may all crumble for them, y'all, or it may be on track as usual. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, right? But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Let me see. You know what? Let's look and see if there's any updates because we've been in here for a minute, okay? There may be some updates before I let y'all go. You said with the warrant, she still has to FO and be booked in. The warrant doesn't just go away. Nope, it's not going to go away. And even though they're just going to book you in, you're going to get right out. I don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They're going to do it because they're bound. They have to. You're probably going to get right out. But remember, she is also on probation. Remember, she had 2 different stipulations for probation. She got off 1 in a year. That was for the attack on James Chanel Wright. He won that $37K. She had to do 1 month in the LA before she was extradited to Oklahoma when she was arrested in June of 2024, right? She got off that probation in June of 2025. I think that might have been supervised. It was 2 separate ones. Now, the one that she's on now, I don't think is supervised or something. Don't get me to line. I don't know. But she don't get off till motherfucking November. Whatever it is, she don't get off till November. Okay? So she's in trouble all the way around. She wants us to think that everything is copacetic, but she's trying to win this popularity contest. But we want you to get from around me with all them lies, girl, and that Kool-Aid. Get from around me. All right? We gonna blow that popsicle stand, girl. We gonna blow that popsicle stand. Because right now you silence of the lambs. You is silence of the lambs in the Malone camp. Okay? Because any other time she be one time in band camp. We ain't get what? What girl? One time in band camp? Nope. We ain't hearing you. So it is what it is. Let's look and see what we can see on Instagram. Okay. Let's see what we can see on Instagram. Because I could show you guys clips, but we're gonna wait till tomorrow when we got that full internet speed. We're gonna see how that works. But the clips I have, you guys have already seen. So let's see if we can see something new. Okay. It's not like it ain't nothing y'all seen before. Because I don't got no real new clips. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let's go to Instagram. Let me pull it up for you guys right quick. And let's just look. Let's just scroll and spill for a minute and see if there's anything that we've missed since we've been yapping our jaws and getting to the tea. Like we got through that. Look, we made that make sense, huh? We made that make sense. I mean, we had to take a little L. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a little L. But yeah. Now, Emily knows everything, girl. Why you didn't take me to the Kanye West concert with you? Girl, I wanted to go to the Kanye West concert. Okay, hold on, y'all. Maybe I'll be able to get into the concert if she goes again. Let me pull this up. Hold on, let's see. Let me make sure you guys can see this too as well. Yeah, Kanye West is in concert right now. But that last video I seen in his, I don't know, girl. Maybe I don't belong at his concert. But that last one where they pulled his face off and he was an alien under that, and then they pulled. I don't like videos like that have so much imagery where you don't know if it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if it's angelic or demonic, and then you can't understand the video. I don't like videos like that. I like it a little bit, but if it's just too that just makes me think creepy. When I see videos like that, it's just artsy. It's just art, bitch. It looks demonic. I don't know if it's angelic or demonic. The fuck? I don't know if I should put my hands together in prayer or put one motherfucking hand over my eye. So maybe I shouldn't F with it. Maybe I shouldn't be at the damn concert because I'm confusion. And I think just because I seen Kanye West for a split second at the damn courthouse, then I'm supposed to support him. I don't know why I feel like that. Yeah, he had a concert. He's in concert tonight. He got 2 shows. He's supposed to be on April the 3rd, but he added on April the 1st. So I'm just hoping that maybe, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just hoping that maybe some of the people that I did the Kanye West concert with, that I can get into the concert. I'm about to show y'all. Y'all about to see. Emily knows everything. She's so funny. All right, let me make sure you guys can see this. I'm gonna show y'all her at the concert right quick. That ain't what we talking about, but it's gonna be on the screen. Might as well.
I cannot be canceled. Let the games begin. I'm here at the first night of the Ye show at SoFi Stadium, and when I tell you it is packed, this just shows all you have to do is take out an ad in the Wall Street Journal, and this can all be yours again. The man is unstoppable. I cannot be canceled. Let the games begin.
You know what? I think they want us to think that he is bad, but I think that Kanye West is really good. But then again, sometimes his imagery makes me think otherwise. But I can honestly say that I was in the presence of Kanye, and there was a calmness to his presence, almost, and he's a Gemini too, almost angelic, if I may say. And I'm a pretty spiritual person, but I've been fooled before too, you know? But I'm just going off my initial feeling of being in the presence of Kanye West, even though it was in a court setting. I don't know. I just think that they wanted us to think he's bad and they turned against him. And then along with, remember his trainer was like, yeah, we're going to have you back on D-Rugs and you're not going to know which way is up and you're never going to see your kids again. And you know what I'm saying? But then he'll do something and then I'll be like, oh my God, what is wrong with this man? So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But that's just my feeling on Kanye. But anyways. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else, you guys. Hold on. Let's see, guys. Let's just scroll for a minute.
They say it's black on black crime, but it's fucking murder. Murder is a life. Remember, from
Now we can't listen to all that. Let's just go to where we're supposed to be going. Let's see. Let's put in let's see. Let's just put in see if this is gonna say. I'm just looking up Krishan Jr. in custody since this was the topic of what we were talking about. Doesn't seem like there's anything new. No, there's nothing new, you guys. All right, let's look at the Tessa's page and let's look at Chastity's page. I cannot look at Krishan's page like y'all already know, okay? Let me look. Let's see what Tareen is talking about. We're just gonna take a sneak see. Who is she out with? Her brother. That's the one that was on the couch when they busted in like the Bataram and to rescue Junior. Girl, you was not rescuing Junior. You was preventing yourself from having that meeting with CPS. Wasn't nobody trying to hold your damn baby for ransom. Girl, knock it off. Knock it off. She got her hair braided just like Krishan. All right, so there she go. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what Chastity is doing. I'm just tapping into somebody who may have something. You know how they be in with they subliminals and shit. Let's check out Tessa. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so they seem to be hanging out because there go the brother right there. They always hang out, get back, hang out, get learn. We already know. We already knowing. Okay. Girl, we is not here to look at no fact. We just here to get the facts. We don't want to see all that. We don't want to see all that. Let's see, guys. Oh, God. Another scripture watch. Let's see who she late today with. Is it freezing? Yeah. I don't think that'll be Krishan. All right, let's see. Next. Is that Kirk's Rashida? Was that Rashida right there? Oh, we can hear. Hold on. No, we can't because I knew it was music. Hold on, girl. We ain't worried about her. Y'all can go check it out. I was just trying to see if there was any hints or clues. That's a cute kid right there, boy. Okay, hold on. Nope, just her children. All right. All right, you guys. Which one more? Chastity? I know Tasiki ain't got nothing popping. Let's look at Chastity, y'all. Let's look at her story. They normally don't put anything on here. Those are her children. We don't really want to see that. I hope she don't got it. I like Luella, but I don't want to see. She got too much going on. She be having a lot on here. Oh, let me see. Yep, too much music. Uh-oh. Might have been Krishan right there. Let's see. I doubt it, though. Let's just look for a minute. Was that Krishan? That looked like Krishan on the didn't that look like Krishan? Didn't that look like her on the phone? Oh no. Is that her? No, that's not her. All right. She ain't gonna have nothing but a bunch of memes. We not doing it. All right, you guys, let's just scroll for a minute and see what's going on just the regular. Hold on. I can turn the music back on.
They say it's black on black crime, but
He started working with two.
What is this? Aiden Ross presents Christina Santa and versus Krishan Rock June 8th. Oh Lord. We're going to have to look her up, Christina Santa. All right, so she's supposed to, obviously, you guys see she's supposed to be fighting on June 8th. God dang, look at all them people. For one man, that is, you know how that probably feels? How you know the energy that's probably in there for one person? You know how many generations of people are in there? It's either really, really good or really, really bad. I'm not even lying. We going down a line. Either Kanye West is angelic as fuck, or that nigga is demonless up. It's either one. It's one or the other. It's not even split down the middle. Because how, Sway? How do you have all of these people from so many generations in one facility? And that is packed out. That is amazing. You know I can't play the music. Oh. Wow. That is crazy. One man, he said he don't want nobody up there. Oh, that's so he won't fall. Wow, y'all, look at that. I don't know, y'all. Weigh in, because I don't know. Like I said, I told y'all what I think. Hold on, y'all. We're just seeing if we missed anything, guys. All right, we're done. We are done, you guys. All right. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let me see what you guys are saying. That Kanye West concert is insane. All right, you guys, let me see what you guys are saying. That is insane. Krishan and Blue, I seen an old video. They go to someone's hotel, I think it's or apartment. They knocked and then attacked a pregnant girl. Oh yeah, some guy. Yeah, I do remember that. They was white, wasn't they? Weren't they white? I wonder why they did that. I forgot though. It was something. Yeah, I forgot. But I remember what you're talking about. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let me go ahead and do roll call for you guys because I appreciate you guys so much for being in the chat and hyping me up, keeping me company. I appreciate your POV, you guys. Just talk to me nice. Everybody's POV is welcome. North, only his daughter. Let me give a shout out to you guys. Queen Tay, Jabita, T. Michelle, blank you too. The church lady has a T channel and she's crazy. Somebody says she has a T channel and she's crazy. Krishan, oh, I already saw that. Because his music speaks for itself. I know, huh? The boxer called Chris out for a match. Yeah. She called Krishan out. Is she a real boxer? The other lady said Junior weighs 18 pounds and wears 6 to 9 month clothes. Yeah, exactly. And somebody pointed out, I think it was Sean David Wade, how she can just toss him in the air like that. An average 3-year-old wouldn't be able to be tossed. Almost 3-year-old wouldn't be able to be tossed in the air like that. Isn't Chelsea the one that said Krishan beat Junior? Yeah, and threw him in the closet. Yeah. Yep. She said a whole lot of other things. She'll be finding something new, something else to do. Yep, something else to do by then. All right, shout out to that one chick from the Shy, Leisha or Leisha, or is that Leisha? Leisha or Leisha Strickland. Thank you so much for tapping in. Queen Tay, on lock, Jabita, T. Michelle, Miss Katie. Let me see who else is in the house. Thank you so much for joining the VIP section. I love it. I love it. Allie is in the VIP section. Miss Katie, Miss LaBee in the BI section. Y'all got y'all bracelets? I know y'all made it past the velvet ropes. Okay? These haters are hating from outside the club and they can't even get in. You guys make sure you become part of the Bolognese Society. Grab your membership for only 10 cents a day. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you do not miss any time I go live, y'all. Connie is in the house. Thank you so much. Queen Tay. Let me see who else is here. Sandy Estes. Miss Katie. If I missed you guys, I apologize. If I say your name again, hey, that's just double love. You know what I'm saying? Princess is in the building. Mr. Charlie, thank you for joining us in the VIP section. Let's see. Anybody else I got? We going, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure I get as many people as I can before I let y'all go. Arvilla, and thank you so much, love. Let me give everybody let me give this a shout out. Shout out to SAJ. They said in Oakland and Maryland, mandated reporters should not photograph injuries in sensitive areas, strictly reserved for medical professionals and law enforcement. You are absolutely right. Jessica, thank you. Jessica Cardalico, $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. And Arvilla, thank you so much for dropping that 20 in the chat. We appreciate you. Thank you guys for the super stickers. I really appreciate you guys. All right, you guys, we are out of here. I will see you guys on the next video. Did I get everybody? I think I did. And I will be back with another live video. Don't y'all worry, okay? We need some updates on Krishan, but I'm sure they will come out like naturally, right? Because I'm looking, you know, as soon as it drops, somebody's going to have something, y'all. All right. We're going to get some validation really, really soon. No news is good news. You know how they say that no news is good news? So we're just going to bank on that, right? All right, you guys. I will see you guys on the next video. Until next time, America.
I don't know, but these women were not feeling Krishan today at church. Motivational Sunday.
Motivational money.
I don't know, but these women were not feeling Krishan today at church. Motivational Sunday.
Motivational money.
I don't know, but these women were not feeling Krishan today at church. Motivational Sunday.
Motivational money.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the movie with you, and then we're gonna go back.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you? Nigga, you right there. It's on your nose, nigga. What?
We're not gonna. You need people like me. You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. Come on. Make way for the bad guy. There's a bad guy coming through.